Now, I'm sure you've heard about the inner child, and perhaps you've done some therapies that include your inner child, maybe specific inner child therapies, or it's come up in therapy where you've given love to your inner child, those kinds of things, and they may have helped you feel a little bit better. But today I'm going to be talking about how the inner child can heal you, how the inner child is associated with your physical body, and how she can help or he can help bring healing to your body. And also, I'm going to talk about a very specific kind of unique way to look at the inner child and to look at the entire person in relationship to the child self, and how that whole inner relationship can really bring healing to the entire body. And I'll give you a little bit more background on that. It's a specific therapy that I have been certified in, that I've helped hundreds of people do, and have done on myself, and it made a significant difference for me. I'm Dr. Meg Haworth, and I'm a transpersonal psychologist, and I'm a holistic nutritional chef, and I specialize in holistic health and healing, particularly for people who've had abusive childhood experiences, difficult childhoods, difficult patterns, and how that impacts the physical body. And I help them holistically heal using food and the power of the mind and heart to heal the body. So today I'm talking about the inner child and how the inner child can heal you, and how she can help or he can help support you to heal yourself. So first of all, one of the unique things in the therapy that I was certified in at Delphi University in inner child therapy, and one of the unique pieces about the inner child is she is directly associated with the physical body. She is your emotional body, or he is your emotional body. And that's the second center of the human energy system, and that's in the abdominal area where, incidentally, most diseases occur. And I can tell you from having worked for many years with people with who are ill and have long-standing emotional patterns that many of them have issues in the gut. And the gut is not your stomach. A lot of people think that the gut is really referring to your upper intestinal tract, where you absorb nutrients into the body. That's your immune system is right there, and your immune system is your inner child. So I want you to start thinking about that and how important it is that your emotional inner world be more balanced, that it be more healed. And it's the inner child that holds that key. And when you get the communication between her and you, or him and you, and understand where she got stuck, why she got stuck, the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs she got stuck in, and how that's affecting your physical body, the therapy goes through helping you see all of this in a very short amount of time. And putting a bunch of pieces together of the puzzle of your own life. So once you see all of these things together, then we can help to release her, because she does get stuck in these patterns of thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. And they're typically associated with adverse childhood experiences that she went through, where she had to find some sort of creative way, like cutting herself off from the experience, hiding from the experience. And so essentially it's as if that emotional energy gets stunted or stuck and hides within you. And what I help you do is to identify this emotional energy and release it, giving the power back to the child to get her back into her wonder, her creativity, her joy, her excitement, all of the wonderful things that are part of being a child. And there's actually an art therapy element to this therapy as well. What the child really wants is the same thing that you want. She wants to be seen. She wants to be heard. She wants to be understood. She wants to be loved. And part of really loving somebody is seeing them, is hearing them, is understanding them, is giving them their opportunity to speak up and speak out and share with you what's going on with them. And that's really part of what this therapy does to help you do that. So releasing this emotional energy from your system can be very, very healing to the entire body. Part of what you learn in the therapy is how this part of you, this child self who got stuck, is affecting your life, how she's affecting your body, how she is hurting and what she's thinking, feeling, and believing. But it's done symbolically, so it's not like you're going in and reliving all of these traumas all over again. I wouldn't want you to do that. It's hard enough to have gone through them, and knowing that from my own experience of having been sexually, physically, emotionally abused as a child, it's very important to understand that you're not going back in and reliving everything all over again. You're seeing things symbolically. And there's a very specific part of you that is interpreting all of this experience, that's observing it. This is the observer. Everybody has within themselves the observer. If you say to yourself something like, oh, I saw myself do that. Well, who saw you do that? You have this part of you that's watching and observing in an objective way, and that's the part that really does the information gathering and understanding about the patterns that we'll look at together in this specific therapy. But something that's really, really important, a lot of inner child therapies will have the adult self go and give love to the child. But the adult is wounded too. She has her own pattern. She has her own way of looking at things. She has her own wounds. And so if she's not feeling up to par, it's going to be very hard for her to provide the love and the care for this part of the self, which is why the most loving part of you, that observer part of you, is the one who really does the health, the healing. And this comes from the heart of the self. And so the adult part is your mental body, and that is in your third center of the human energy system. That's in your solar plexus or stomach area. And it's your center of personal power. And this is where we kind of end up having like a fight between our mental and emotional selves. I think that when we call mental health, we're not saying enough about it. It's mental and emotional health. And the energetic or observer part that really helps to bring the healing to the entire system. And so, at any rate, that mental part of you really is your adult self in this specific therapy. And so we help to release the adult from where she got stuck, also releasing the child from where she got stuck, and then integrating the adult, the child, and the observer loving part of you together to show you how incredibly brilliant you can shine when those parts of the self are integrated and working together in a healed way. So releasing and recognizing the adult and the child patterns, then integrating those three parts of the self will bring lasting healing to the whole system. And it also helps to create a healthy relationship between you and your emotions, so that you're inviting that child self to be a part of your life from a mature place, from her going through the healing of her past experiences and past patterns and recognition of these patterns, and letting them go. And then having the adult and the child create that emotional bond that's coming from a mature place, rather than a place that may be very stunted growth, stunted emotional growth, where the child got stuck in a trauma or in an experience or in a long-standing pattern that was reinforced over and over and over again in the family of origin, or in specific things that happened with the child. So if any of this resonates with you, this is a very, very different and unique approach to helping to heal the inner child, and how the inner child brings healing to you through the emotional experience and maturing the emotional experience, so that you can create a connection with her that is solid, where you feel like you're not trying to push your emotions away, which is like the adult pushing the child away and saying, go play with the grounds, leave me alone, stay over there. I don't have time for you, which is kind of how we're taught to do it, as adults, we're supposed to kind of leave those emotions behind. You leave that child part behind. You leave her behind. You're also leaving behind your creativity, your joy, your excitement, your wonder, all of these beautiful parts of the self that want to come out and play and be a part of your life. And so it's reigniting that part of you. So it's a really exciting therapy. If any of this is interesting to you and you want to just talk to me about it, I do free consultations. The links are below. If you haven't already, there's a lot of information on my channel. So if you haven't already looked, I would love for you to like, subscribe, and get future videos that I'll be having. If you want me to go more in depth into anything that I've said in this video, put them in the comments below. If you've done an inner child therapy that's similar to this, I'd love to hear about that too. So you could put that below in the comments. And I just would love to hear more from you about your experience. And thank you so much for listening to this information. And I hope that it will help you get well.